What's up? How's it going, guys? It's been a while. I'm back. So, a few months ago, I took every subway line in New York City. I'm going to be ranking them today based on my experience. I know I haven't uploaded a long form video in a while. I've been starting college, and yeah, I've been busy with that. So, hopefully, you understand. Anyways, let's get in the video. All right, let's start things off with the Staten Island Railroad. So, I didn't take this because I don't consider it to be a part of the subway. Even if it technically is a part of the subway, I've heard they do some weird stuff there. I didn't go because I was scared. Yeah, maybe in another video. So for this one, we're going to put this in Staten Island isn't real. All right, next up, we got the Times Square shuttle. This one is good. It's short, it's sweet, it gets the job done, and in my opinion, it's super reliable. As a native New Yorker myself, I've never had a bad experience with this one, so we're going to put this in S tier. Well deserved. Okay, let's move on to the shittier versions of the shuttle. First up, we got the Rockaway Beach shuttle. I think I'm a little bit salty about this one just because of how long it took and how long the wait was. The actual ride on this one wasn't that bad, but it was a really bad wait. The view was really good, and it is kind of necessary to get out to the other end of Rockaway Beach. So we're just going to put this one in the nope tier. All right, so this is where the shuttles start pissing me off. Next up, we have the Franklin Avenue shuttle. Now, the reason I don't like this one is partly because it took me so long to get through such a short line, but the main reason is because if the other lines around it were better designed, literally wouldn't have to exist at all. So if like the B or the 4 line branched off differently, you probably wouldn't need this shortcut. Both those trains run in this area directly alongside the others, so it makes them kind of useless. So why not have the 4 train start up around here, so like Kingston Avenue, and then loop back down to Prospect Park. That would have made a bit more sense, and generally the subway in Brooklyn, I think it just could have been better designed. Like, what is this? All right, let's move on to some of the number trains. First up, we got the 1 train. I like this one. The cars they use are pretty old, and there's really bad delays sometimes, but I grew up using this line a lot, and I think it's pretty well designed. It gets you around. So we'll put it in good tier, just for nostalgia. All right, next red line train, the 2 train. I know, sorry. I'm going to be calling train lines by their color. I know some of you were very upset about that. The reason I do that is because let's say you're Jeff from Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia, and you've never been to New York. It would be pretty hard for you to understand what the 7th Avenue line means. So I'm just going to try to make it easy for Jeff, okay? Let's put this one in good tier as well. Gets you around quick, usually isn't too badly delayed. It's like the 1 train except express, and it also has quite a bit of nostalgia value for me. So yeah. Next up, we got the 3 train. This one is a bit more annoying. It does pretty much the exact same thing as a 2 train, except it doesn't go up to the Bronx. If you're out in Brooklyn, it's a little bit more practical because it does branch off a little bit and goes pretty far out there. I'll give it a meh tier. It's not bad, just not the best. Now we got the Green Line trains. 4 train it's just bad. There's so many delays on this thing. It's always crowded as hell, and I can't remember anything good about this one besides passing like Yankee Stadium a few times. So that's kind of cool. If you're up in the Bronx, it's a little bit more useful unless it's rush hour, which then it's really crowded. But if you're on this train during rush hour near like Grand Central or something, it is a nightmare. So stay away. Nope tier. 5 train. This is basically the exact same situation as the 4 train. Nope tier again. 6 train. This one somehow manages to be worse than the 4 or 5 train. I've been on this train so many times and there's always delays. I've never been on this train when there's not some kind of delay or like it's super crowded. Also, this one is even more crowded than the 4 or 5 trains, so honestly, just walk instead. The 7 train. This has to be one of my favorites. Honestly, it's really cool. It's really unique. It serves a good purpose, and the views are amazing. So this is going to go in great tier. On to the letter trains. Okay, so first up, we have the A train. This one is awesome. It's super long, but it manages to be very fast and takes you through the best part of the subway. The views are freaking amazing. You have to go on it. You have to take it all the way out to Rockaway Beach. It's so cool. Love the A train. This one gets legendary status. S tier. Up next is the C train. I didn't take the C train during the challenge. I have taken it before. Nothing special about it. It's just the A train except local, basically. Just give it a F tier. Okay, let's talk about the E line. This one is super quick. It's very useful. Some E-trains have art on the inside, which is pretty cool. Unless, of course, it's corporate art. You know the cute little pictures of those disproportionate figures? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know the ones that make you want to commit arson? Yeah, I hate those. Those suck. But most other train art is cool. It's got modern cars and everything. It takes you far out into Queens, straight in Times Square. So this one gets great tier status. B train time. Honestly, I don't really get why this exists. In Brooklyn, it just runs along the Q line, except it's slightly worse because it doesn't go to Coney Island. And up in the Bronx, it just runs along the D line. So I don't really see why it exists. It's basically just the D train and the Q train combined, I guess. But anyways, D train, a little bit better. They still have like the older cars, but it's pretty necessary, and it goes from the tip of the Bronx all the way to Coney Island. So this gets a good tier because it's pretty useful. F train. I like this one. I've had previous experiences with the F train. They're not that good, but during the challenge, I thought it was fine. It got the job done. Good tier. M train. Okay, this one is really unnecessarily long. I think a better use for it would be to start at Rockefeller Center, then go out to Brooklyn through Middle Village, and then go up to meet the 7 line or something, which as of now, I think maybe they might be doing. Anyways, this gets a nope tier for now. Too many delays. Okay, so I decided all the yellow trains, except for the W train, are going to go in the good tier. Reason for the W train is I don't get this one. It literally runs on the same path as the N train. It doesn't go past Lower Manhattan. What's the point of calling it the W train if it literally does the same thing as the N train? It's like showing someone a pizza and saying, this is pizza, and then pulling out a slice and saying, this is also pizza. Maybe that's a bad analogy, but okay. Now we have the J train. No big complaints about this one. Went kind of slow at some points on my trip, but other than that, it was okay. We're going to put this one in meh tier. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the W train. We're going to put it in why does it even exist? Okay, so now we have the G train, which I like for its convenience. It's the only train besides those 2 imposter shuttles that I mentioned earlier that doesn't go into Manhattan. This is good if you're trying to get from Long Island City to somewhere else in Brooklyn, and it definitely is a great idea that they made this train. It's just a little bit too crowded for my liking, and I also got a bloody nose while I was taking it, which I guess maybe that's a skill issue, but anyways, good tier. It's a good train. Okay, so moving on to our last train, we have the L train. I like this one. It was unique. It has a unique route. It goes through that like cemetery, which is, I think, kind of cool. I didn't experience any delays with it for the most part, I don't think. And yeah, we're going to end it here on a good note, and we are going to give this one a great tier. Oh yeah, I forgot the Z train. Z train, I didn't take it. I think it wasn't running when I did the challenge, so we're going to give it a nope tier because it didn't give any effort. So, sorry Z-Train enthusiasts. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you agree with my list, be sure to go comment down below. If you hated everything I said and think I should be executed, also go comment that. More content is coming. In the meantime, go hit that like button and do a subscribe. It would make my day. Alright, see you next time.